So in this video we will be seeing how to enumerate the logon sessions using this enumerate logon sessions and this session data functions. So these query the LSS process, and in the LSS process we will have all of the information, and the size of this LSS process is also very large because it store various information. So first we need to fetch how many sessions are there are currently logged on. So this will give you the count and also the point Luid structure array. So Luid, we have already seen Luid. Luid defines a particular object. It contains low part and the high part, and the first we don't need to give any input parameters, both are the output parameters. So the first one is pointer to a long integer that receives number of elements, and the second one is pointer to an array of the Luid structures. So first I have already defined these functions, so we could save some time. So here you can see enumerate logon sessions. First one is Uint64, and I have changed this one to 64-bit target type. So that's why I'm using this Uint64, and second one is pointer. So we can later marshal this structure to this pointer to structure, and we should also call this LSA free return buffer to free the buffer allocated by LSS process. So first we need count is equals to 0, that is the count variable which will be passed to this LSA enumerate logon sessions. First one is reference count, comma, second one is the pointer, so we can say Luid pointer, and output is Luid pointer. And the return type is res. If res is equals to 0, that means the function has been succeeded. Now we can go and print the count. So we have the 10 sessions. These sessions also include some computer accounts, so we will be seeing that in the output of the next function. So we have this count. Now we can go and marshal this Luid pointer to the Luid structure, and we can iterate over this array. We know how many elements will be how many array of Luid pointers, that is this count type. So we can say for u long I is equals to 0, I less than count, I plus plus. So we are iterating over these many number of sessions, and we are going to convert this one. Marshal dot pointer to structure. So the pointer is Luid ptr, comma, type of Luid. So this gives us the Luid, and we should also free this one. Okay, for every member in that array we are going to convert this into Luid structure, and we can print the low part, L dot low part, and high part. So high part, in most cases it will be 0. And now this roid pointer points to the first element of the first roid structure. So in order to advance to the second roid structure, we need to add the size of this roid structure. So we can do that using roid ptr dot. We need to convert this into 2 into 64 plus the size of roid pointer, that is marshal dot size of type of roid pointer. Now we need to convert this into ptr, and we can say roid ptr is equals to this one. So we are advancing to the next element. Now if we go and print this, and here we can see we got the 10 sessions, the low part and the high part. We can pass this pointer to the roid structure to this function lsa get logon session data to retrieve the information, so we can easily read. So I have already defined this one, lsa get logon session data, and the first parameter is the pointer to this roid, and the second parameter is output, that is the pointer to the security logon session data. So if you go and check this one, and here you can see this is the structure and all of its members. So this did not actually work out for me, so I have to search for this in the pinwork, and I just copy pasted this entire structure. So this is this one. So security logon session data, we can see the members of this are the size of this structure: logon id, username, domain, authentication package, logon type, session, sid, and logon time, server DNS name, UPN, user principal name. So you can see all of these members. So you can just copy paste from the p invoke. And before that, what we need to do is we need to, here we can see lsa Unicode string, right? So if we go and search for this one, and here you can see the length, maximum length, and the buffer, so the pointer to the Unicode string. So we can also copy this one from p invoke. So I have already copied this one, lsa Unicode string, and the length, maximum length, and buffer. So this buffer is should be pointing to the Unicode string. So we will write two functions, that is public static string to lsa Unicode. So what this function does is it takes normal string as a parameter and convert this into this lsa Unicode string. So the return type is lsa Unicode string. String test, let's say test, and what we are going to do is we are going to allocate some memory for this test function. So we can do that using marshal dot string to uni. So this is global uni. So this copies the contents of managed string, that is our C# string, into unmanaged memory. So this will return the pointer to this string. So now we have this string ptr pointing to the string. Now we need to make lsa Unicode string. We are going to create a new object for this structure, and we are going to assign this dot buffer, which is addressed to the Unicode string, which is the string ptr. So here you can see this is pointing to the string and we are assigning to this buffer. And lsau dot length, the length should be test dot length into Unicode encoding dot character size. So this character size is 2 because it is UTF-16. 16 means 16 bits, so that is 2 bytes. So that's why we are going to multiply with this character size, and the type is U short. And the next one we need to set is maximum length. So the maximum length is similar to this length, but we need to add one extra space plus 1. So now we are good to go. We need to return this lsau, that is this structure. Now we write another function that will take this LSA Unicode structure as a parameter and gets the Unicode string. So we can say string, LSA Unicode to string. Now we need to actually this is the pointer, right? So lsau dot buffer is a pointer, so we can do that using marshal dot copy, and we need to use this one. You can see the first one is the source and the second one is character array, the start index and the length. So we need to create a character array, that is, let's say test is equals to new character array of the length of this array, that is defined by lsau dot maximum length, and the copy of lsau dot buffer to this test, and start index is 0 and the length is, remember we have multiplied this by Unicode encoding the character size. Now we need to divide with this one. Now we are good to go. Now we can return new string of test. So this will give you the string. So we can test that using here we can test. So string to LSI Unicode, let's say testing 1 2 3. Now we can print this. LSA Unicode to string of ls dot buffer. So, sorry, we can just say ls. Now if you print this, and here we can see the Unicode string testing 1 2 3. So we can comment out this one. Now we are good to go. So I don't want to print out this low part and high part, I can comment out this one. And now what I want to do is I want to send this read pointer into this LSA get logon session data. The first parameter is read pointer, and the second one is also a pointer to this structure. So we can say yes data, you can say session data int pointer dot 0, and we need to pass this as reference as data. I think I did not define this one. So first one is input. So in order to change these parameter names, it's just dummy parameter names, but anyway. So whenever you come back after some time, you will still understand because of these parameter names. So I think we are good to go. Okay, now we got the data for the first Luid pointer, and then we need to convert this one marshal dot pointer to structure. The pointer is s data and the structure is type of security logon session data. So copy this one. We can say yes. Now we can print out this one s dot username dot length greater than 0. Then I am going to print the LSA Unicode string of this s dot username. So this s dot username is the LSA Unicode string structure, and we are going to pass this to this function to get the Unicode string. Now we need to free this Luid pointer, sorry, this s data. So we got some null argument, I guess. So what we can do is if of res1 is equals to 0, then only I'm going to print. So we can see we got the two sessions and the username are star girl. That is my this username. We can also print the s dot login domain. So meanwhile, let me turn on this domain controller. So let's run this, and we should see the username and the computer name. So we got only 2 sessions out of 10 sessions because of the access denied. Now if we go and open this command prompt in administrator, now if we go and can see we got all the 10 sessions. So let's build this. So let's go and run this on the domain controller. And now we can see all of these sessions. We have the anonymous login and also the administrator. Now let's go and run the cmd under test2 user. Now we can see now test2 has been logged on to the console. If you run this again, and we should see test2 somewhere here. So test2, we can also print the logon count. So we can print at the end logon sessions count. We have the 14 logon sessions, which includes test2. If you go and close this, and we got only 12. So that's how you use this LSA functions to retrieve the logon sessions and their user information.